All right. Good morning, boys and girls. We're going to start our last reading unit and my very favorite reading unit of all the ones we do all year. This reading unit is going to be over mysteries. There's lots of different kinds of mysteries. If it's your favorite genre, like it is mine, you know that there are all different types. We are all going to be reading the Boxcar Children mysteries, but we're just going to be reading different ones from Epic. Your teacher, hopefully by this time, has told you which book you're going to be reading. And you're going to love it. If you love mysteries, you're going to love it. I'm excited that we're going to be able to do this together. I wish we were all actually together, but it's still going to be fun. Okay, so we're going to start talking about mysteries today and what a mystery is. There's lots of vocabulary that you have to know that's different with mysteries that you don't have in other reading genres. So we're going to start out first when we're describing a mystery with those different vocabulary words. You will want to write down the definitions, pause each part of the video, or go back and look at the power or the slideshow that I'm sharing with you, because part of your assignment will be to have all of those definitions written down, because we will have a vocabulary test over mystery definitions. So you can be writing them down on paper now, so that when you get that assignment, you have all of those definitions with you. Okay. So just like anything wonderful, like cake and cookies, there are lots of ingredients, wonderful ingredients that go into a mystery. When you're cooking up a mystery, they use lots of different words and ingredients to make a mystery work the way that it is. The first ingredient to a fantastic mystery is the characters. There are 4 different main types of characters in a mystery that you don't have in other types of genres. The first one being the suspect. That is the character that's believed to have possibly committed the crime. Okay, so Mrs. Brennan comes home. There have been Mr. Brennan and Nicholas and the dogs home all day, and my ice cream is in the trash and empty, my ice cream container. I have a few suspects, people that I believe could have eaten the ice cream, committed the crime, right? So I have Nicholas, could have been one of those people. Mr. Brennan could have been one of those people because both of them were there. And the dogs could have been somebody who ate all of the ice cream. Now, that's not a likely suspect, but there were 4 different living organisms in my house when the ice cream went missing. And so my suspects are those 4 organisms. Both dogs, Mr. Brennan and Nicholas, the people or the animals that could have committed the crime. The second type of character that you find in a mystery story is the detective, also called sometimes the sleuth. The sleuth is the woman, the man, the children, the Scooby-Doo, who is trying to solve the mystery. That's why I have this picture here of a detective or a sleuth with his magnifying glass. This is the character that's trying to solve the crime, figuring out who did it, looking for all of the evidence that leads to the person that committed the crime. In this story, Mrs. Brennan would be the detective or the sleuth, because Mrs. Brennan is the only one who wasn't there all day. It's her ice cream that's missing, and it's not really something I would call the police or an official detective for. So in my story, Mrs. Brennan is going to be the detective or the sleuth. I'm going to try to solve the mystery of who ate all my ice cream and then threw away the empty container. All right. Our next type of character is the witness. Witness is a character who actually saw the crime being committed. Not somebody who was there and sitting outside, or somebody who was at my house but upstairs, or somebody who was driving by, but someone who actually saw something that was useful that might have happened during the crime. So, for example, Nicholas, even though he's also a suspect, he could possibly be a witness too. He could have seen something happen. However, Mr. Brennan is one of my eyewitnesses. He's a good one because he's the one who is going to tell me that he saw Nicholas go into the bathroom to wipe chocolate off his mouth that afternoon. Mr. Brennan is a witness. He saw something and he's reporting what he saw. Okay, now we didn't see the actual crime. Our definition here of a witness is a character who saw the crime being committed. It can also be someone who saw some evidence towards the crime being committed. And he saw Nicholas wiping chocolate off his mouth earlier that afternoon. So he witnessed part of that He witnessed the cover up. And then our last character in a mystery is the victim, someone who is harmed or suffers loss because of the crime. In my story, Mrs. Brennan is also the victim. She's the detective or the sleuth, but she's also the victim because it was her ice cream that went missing. It was her ice cream that she found the empty container in the trash can. She's the victim. She's the person who was harmed or suffered loss because someone ate my ice cream. And if you know me very well, you know that was a great loss for me. Okay, so we've got 4 characters. One more time, the suspect, who we think might have possibly committed the crime, the detective or the sleuth, who is trying to solve the mystery, the witness, somebody who saw something that will help the crime be solved, and the victim, the person who suffered some kind of a loss because of the crime. Okay, now after we have our 4 different types of characters, one of the most important parts of a mystery is the setting. If you are a mystery lover like I am, you know that a lot of times these mysteries happen at night because it's dark and it's a mysterious time. I've got a picture here of a scene from Scooby-Doo. Where you've got nighttime and you've got dead trees and a full moon and a scary looking house. Because a lot of times with mysteries, this setting sets up so much of the story to set up that suspense. You're wondering what's going to happen next. You're sitting on the edge of your chair because it's just a little bit mysterious. Even the location is mysterious. We know very little about this house. We know very little about some of the things that happen at night because it's hard to see. And so the setting is a really important part to a mystery. If you take a Scooby-Doo episode, which you'll hear me talk a lot about as we're doing mysteries, most of the time those episodes happen at nighttime in a storm, some type of rainstorm, thunder, and lightning are going on. They normally happen in an older home or a dark location that's very mysterious, and the mystery crew doesn't know a whole lot about it. So they get to find out different parts of it, different secret locations in the house that they didn't know about in the beginning, or levers and things that lead them down secret tunnels. Mysteries, a very big and important part of a mystery is the setting. Especially because it's very hard to work in a mysterious situation when it's a bright, beautiful, sunny spring day, right? It doesn't really lead the reader to be thinking about things being mysterious. Okay, so we've got our setting, we've got our characters, and now the last thing we're going to talk about today is our plot. Okay, so the plot is a problem that needs to be solved. It could also be an event that can't be explained. It could be a secret that somebody's trying to find out the answer to. There could be something that's lost or missing, like Mrs. Brennan's ice cream. Or an actual major crime could have been committed, like somebody stole something that wasn't theirs. Some of you read Dear Mr. Hinshaw when we did Beverly Cleary. And in that case, he was trying to figure out who could possibly be stealing his lunch every day. Most mysteries have suspense, and what suspense means is that the reader doesn't know the solution. They don't know the answer to these questions while they're reading the mystery. The best mysteries I've ever read, as I'm reading it, it changed my mind on who was the criminal, who is going to be the one that committed the crime. But many times I guess somebody else, and then I change my mind, and then I guess again, only to find out that it was one of my guesses at the very beginning, or it was somebody I never even guessed before. It gets me in suspense, on the edge of your chair, wondering who could have possibly done it, who or what could have possibly done it. So you have a problem that needs to be solved, something that can't be explained that the detective is trying to explain, a secret that's trying to become not a secret anymore, finding out where something that's lost or missing went, and a crime that's actually been committed, like Mrs. Brennan's, where the ice cream was taken. All right, you've got the first 3 major parts of a mystery. Now what I'd like you to do is follow the rest of the directions for today and start looking for some of these same things inside your own book. See what you can find and share it with us. I can't wait till you get started. I will see you tomorrow with the next part of our assignment.